Guten Tag! Welcome to the brewery. Thank you for coming. I'm back from Germany. It's been a bit of a busy week and I've got quite a bit to do today, but fortunately I have the company of the charming and very handsome and very wealthy expert floor sander, real and Prestatin's finest, Mr. Gary Hughes. Hello, Mr. Hughes.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
So Gary kindly offered to come and give me a hand today, and I'm glad he did because he's saved my arse on a couple of occasions now with weighing things out this morning. I'll give you a quick look round at what we're doing and what the plan is. So we are today making a Murgy straight. We've finished the mash. That's now drained down, but the mash is still in there ready to be dug out by Gary.
Yeah.
Transferring in at the moment into the copper. We've got maybe 5 minutes to go there. Heating elements are on. All four at the moment coming up to speed. It's going to hopefully get up to temp a bit quicker today, I think, because there's not so much heat loss with the lovely weather that we're enjoying. Because I ran out of day, or evening I should say, Elliot and I racked the Murgy and the Moston on, I think it was Monday, and I literally ran out of time. We just sealed the fermenters back up, but obviously they're full of sediment and gubbins, so we're just getting these cleaned at the moment. We've caustic this one with the pump. We're just currently giving that one a quick rinse, and then we'll transfer the caustic solution over to that one and give that a whiz as well. Not a chance to have another look at Fanny, unfortunately. She's still sick. But there's slightly less Murgy in her now, as we took a little order on the web. Now the shop's back open. There's only probably 20 bottles left, so, and these are the undercarbed ones, but if you do fancy them, then stick an order on the website and we'll get them shipped out to you. The next batch will be yeast-free and carbed in keg before we package them. I'll let you know when that happens. And here's the bloody canning machine that I hate with a passion. So we will crack on for a bit, and I will show you some video next of Mr. Hughes digging out the mash tun while he tells you all about solar inverters and how to only spend 3p per day for all your electricity needs. Oh shit! I'm overflowing.
Oh,
Nope.
Adam.
Nothing. We got a boilover. It's all right. We'll calm down in a minute. Shouldn't be boiling over. There you go. So that's a bit of a clean-up required. We've got a boilover going on.
Clean up on aisle 2.
I am blaming Gary specifically
Obviously my fault,
for
obviously.
the boil over because I was doing something else and he stood right next to it and didn't see a thing.
I was distracted thinking of solar.
So yeah. So we are just digging out today's
We?
grain. Well, by we I mean Gary, for delivery to Johnny's farm a little bit later to feed his beautiful farm animals, which will later provide a wonderful beef-based meal for the people of South Cheshire. And I know we keep promising to head over to Johnny and show the cows, but we've just been waiting for the right opportunity. You saw them in a photo, I think, at the end of one of the, or was it the? I think it was the thumbnail in a previous video. You can see him in the background when I dropped the grain off, but he wasn't in to do the video, so we'll catch him on the next one, I guess. I'll try and wipe some of this crud off before it dries. Otherwise, we've got a big sticky mess to clean up later. And there you go. Gary's been working like a Trojan and swearing like a trooper. The language in this place today has been more blue than it normally is. So we've not been able to record very much because YouTube would be all over it. But what I've had a lot of discussion about is solar inverters.
Andy's been asleep twice.
Yeah, I keep nodding off. But it's a fascinating subject, and one which I'm sure you're all very interested in. So I have a few questions, because obviously we use a lot of energy at this place. And Gary's going to help us to get an idea of whether it will be viable to put some solar panels up on the rooftop. So how long have you had your solar array, Gary?
Fully since April the 4th.
April the 4th?
This year, yeah.
I bet it feels like much longer to the BrewTube community.
It does, it really does.
And what does your solar system consist of? How many, I don't know much about these things, right? But how many panels?
I've got 17 375 watt panels.
And are they on the roof?
On the roof
house?
of 13 on the house, 4 on an outside barbecue area and brew shed.
Yeah.
2 inverters, and on anything like a nice day, it'll generate 30 kilowatts of power. A really, really nice day, it'll generate 40 kilowatts of power. So, at the moment, everything's good.
And do they have to be on the rooftop?
No, if you've got a big enough outside area, it can be, they do arrays on the ground. Depends on the size of your garden.
So in here, like this kettle, which is just boiled over, there's 12 kilowatts of heating elements in there. So if I was to run that directly from the panels, without a sort of big battery storage thing, what sort of roof space would I need for about 12 kilowatts, do you think, compared with yours?
You'd probably need at least a 15 kilowatt system. Now you'd need a 20 kilowatt system. 20
kilowatts?
Because a 20 kilowatt system will max generate about 15 kilowatts, sometimes a lot less, sometimes, between the peak hours of 10 in the morning and 2 is when it's absolute at peak, because we are in the UK after all.
Yeah.
I tried to go for my lunch, but he just wouldn't have it. I had to do it.
He's brought his lunch in and his flask. He brought his flask and he was telling me he'd heated it through solar power, and actually United Utilities, not United Utilities, who was it? Octopus paid him to have a brew.
Almost.
Brew day cost 12 pence.
Yeah, I use about 12, 13 kilowatts of power on that day, and that's what it costs, because the array powers pretty much everything. I do it at a certain time of day, after 9 o'clock when the battery's full. So it all works well, thankfully.
How much does a cup of tea cost?
Very, very little.
How much does a dishwasher cost?
Dishwashers are quite power hungry.
How much does a washing machine cost?
Washing machine's a bit cheaper. Well, not as power hungry.
What about an electric car? How much would that cost?
You know what, I honestly don't know.
How much does an outside light cost?
Outside light? Pennies. Yeah. Nothing. I was paying over £170 a month.
Yeah.
And now paying, last one was 22 quid.
But you'll have studied like which appliances in your house really suck the energy out.
Dishwashers.
Dishwasher, yeah. They'll be, for the whole time they're ramping up to because when you open it, loads of steam comes out. Yeah. They use, if you've got it on for half an hour, it'll use 2.5 kilowatts roughly for about 20 minutes, which probably a kilowatt and a half or something of juice. Might not sound a lot, it's only 45, 50p, but some busy families are on twice a day, and they're doing an hour cycle, so they'll be using a lot more energy. I think solar, definitely, when you're looking at what you're using,
A few moments later.
Like, for example, I've got an outside barbecue, I've got a fridge in there, and I forgot to turn the fucking thing off. For weeks and weeks last time I had a brew on my hand pulls, because when I finished drinking, I put it
2,000 years later.
back in the fridge so it keeps it cool, and I forgot to turn it off. And I think it's a very inefficient, basically being on, it was like queuing up 150, 200 watts of power all the time. Yeah. So then I'm like, we're working out with them now. Right, freezer's on, this is on, that's on, and I'm like, oh fucking hell. I haven't turned that off outside. Turn that off straight away. The usage down to like 250, my steady 250, 300 watts that it uses constantly. You know when you're on that...
The batteries will be either permanently full or virtually permanently full.
Yeah.
just gives you more, you know, like, the sun's only got to come out for an hour.
Okie dokie. Now I know all there is to possibly know about solar power and inverters, and I know a lot of stuff that I really didn't want to know, but he keeps telling me shit, so.
Well, come on, Andy, I've got at least another 2 hours chalking.
Oh, that's way too much. Right, let's get some of that back in. See, he's distracting me to the extent that I'm putting double the amount of hops in that I need to.
I'll have them.
Let's just check it is Citra before I tip it in. No, it is Talus, sorry. 118. Bust. $118. Into the mesh bag, which you've seen before. I'll put a link below to these, to the Amazon affiliate page. So if you want to buy them, they might send me about 5p. Second is 190 of Talus. $117 of Citra. And finally, 489 of Talus and 222 of Citra.
Oh. Oh dear.
Do you need a tissue, mate?
Oh, I do too. Wow, that's pungent. That is pungent. Wow.
Right, that is now nice and shiny inside. We're just sanitising with my weed killer device. I don't know where I got that from. I think it was some Wicks or could have been B&Q. I don't know. But it's just been cut absolutely nuked with caustic, so I'm happy that it's there's not much going to survive that. It's had a good rinse with fresh water, and we'll just give it a gentle spray with peracetic, which also neutralises any caustic, etc. that we're left with, which there shouldn't be any in there now after that rinse it's had. And that is basically ready. I'm going to squirt a bit around the lid where we'll be messing in a minute, and we'll give it a wipe down with a bit of blue roll, and then we can get the loose on. The loose on? We can't. We can get the lid on loose. Running out of blue roll. Disaster. Time for the hoppage. It is the light one for the first edition. The heavier one is for the hop stand in a few minutes. Yeah. So if you just carefully open the lid, make sure it's still attached by its little string, and then just drop it in. And then, if you just sort of tug on the string a little bit to swoosh it round, just so it gets soaked, it'll drop as it gets a bit heavier. Yeah, it's a bit warm. And then if you just want to trap the string, yeah, like that, trap the string in the lid, close the lid, and then we will now wait for another 5 minutes, and we'll get the protoflock in while those hops do their thing.
.6 kilowatts going to the grid. Go on!
Gary, you're amazing. Right, another battery change, 3 batteries used. This thing sucks through power. If only I had a solar panel array and some inverters.
Absolutely, yeah.
I could power my camera for hours and hours.
Days.
Days even. Days. It's amazing. So Gary's got to go home because he's just had a signal on his phone. He's hit 6 kilowatts.
I've got to go home and soil myself.
He's gonna go home and I can't say what I was going to say then. Not on YouTube.
Cheers, bud. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you very much for
Thank
your
you, mate.
assistance today. It's been a blast. Thank you. And sorry you'll miss the end, but I'll definitely send you a couple of bottles of whatever comes out of this.
Yeah,
and then
that'd
you
be
can.
great. Well, I'll send you.
And if it's crap, it's your fault.
I'm doing Murgy straight next. I've decided instead of what I said earlier. So yeah, I'll send you a couple of bottles.
There you go. Brilliant. Thank you. Yeah. Nice one.
Excellent.
All right, bud.
See you guys. Take care.
All good. Right, 2 p.m. That is now at 78 degrees. The final hops have gone in. The hop stand hops, they'll sit and steep for 30 minutes, take us to 2:30. In the meantime, I can start cleaning up a little bit. Then we'll transfer into our nice shiny fermenter 1, which is sanitised, but I've left the lid off, so I'm going to re-sanitise that in case any bits have got in from the air. What are we doing after that? 2:30, we should be just get the copper cleaned and get out of here. Not going straight home though, got a few deliveries to do. And then I'm going to put my feet up and have a pint because I'm gasping. It's hot again. Didn't get a chance to touch the canning machine. Don't know whether to have a go at that tomorrow or not. We'll see. It's a hot one today, guys. Bloody hell. 26 degrees in Middlewich, on the Middlewich Riviera. I am just having a breather for a minute because it's about 35 degrees inside the building. And it's too much. I've got some other things to show you. Here we go. Let's show you some things. We have got some grain for Johnny. We've got a beer delivery for Paul. Won't mention his last name. He's ordered 3 times from me now, I think. Maybe even 4. Definitely 3. Thank you, Paul. Much appreciated. We've got some beer festivals coming up. Oh, beer festivals. Tell you about those. Chorlton Beer and Cider Festival in Chorlton, come Hardy, Greater Manchester. I think it's in 2 weeks' time. I'll put the dates up on the screen for you. But they are taking a Get Lucky keg. It's the first time we supplied a keg to a festival, actually. It's always cask. And a Murgy straight. And then we've got the Chester and South Clwyd CAMRA Festival in Chester. I think that's next weekend. They are getting a Murgy straight. Our usual pubs are keeping us super busy. Deliveries everywhere. A few bits of beer left. Oh, my bloody thing's overflowing. Look, it's done it again. Right, hang on. Oh my lord, what have I got to do? I know I need to put a ball valve in it. Not a ball valve, a ball cock. Okay, where was I? Usual pubs, keeping us busy. Those ordering in the last couple of days, Bridge Street Alehouse, Newcastle Staffs, who is taking from us a Murgy Straight, Moston Dragon, and Get Lucky cask. We have got the White Bear Middlewich, who's ordered a Moston Dragon and Cross Stout, so we'll be getting that. Plus the usual suspects: King's Lock, Newton Brewery Inn, a couple of others. Been keeping us busy. Last week was mental. Folk and Boat Festival. We shifted more casks last week than we've ever shifted in 1 week, and I wasn't even here. Funny story: the Big Lock, who I'd love to deal with the Big Lock. Look how close that pub is. Look. There's the brewery. There's the pub. There's the canal. But they've been Heinekened. So it ain't happening, is it? And a little bird told me, I wasn't here, so I can't validate if this is true or not, but a little bird told me they ran out of beer during the Folk and Boat Festival. All they had to do was walk 50 yards and they would have been restocked. But there's Heineken for you, apparently. Let's have a little look. What is the temperature of the incoming wort? It is 21.8 degrees. I'm happy with that. So happy, in fact, I'm going to take a sample for gravity purposes. Because King Charles needs his revenue. Yep, King Charles needs his wonga from me. Because they're a bit hard up. HMRC. There's some stuff going on that you might not be familiar with if you are a consumer of beer rather than a producer of beer, but all the duty rates are changing. They've published some bits and pieces, and I'm brewing this beer today, and I have no idea how much duty I need to apply to it because they haven't told us a thing, written to me, sent me any information, instructions, nothing. I heard through the grapevine there's a WebEx or a webinar or something to help us work it out, but literally I have no idea what this beer is going to cost me to make. It's ridiculous in this day and age, unbelievable. So at the moment I'm just planning to work it out like I always do. Until someone tells me differently, I'm applying the existing duty rates and it's for them to bring me up to speed as far as I'm concerned. I'll probably go to prison, I don't care. Ridiculous. Right, here is a jug o' wort. Let's get it in the old thingy bob. So we will pour in His Majesty's wort into His Majesty's measuring tube. Actually, we'll go to the sink to drop in the floaty device. And we'll bring her back. I think I'm going to go well over on this. What are we? Oh, that's not bad. So yeah, I'm happy with 1041. We shouldn't get ridiculous attenuation this time around because we were pretty prompt getting it out of the mash tun into the copper. That's normally when I start to get mad attenuation, 90% on US05. It's ridiculous. So 1041. I'm happy. Right, I am officially done. Just got to rinse that tank and then I'm out of here. A couple of things to do on the way home. We've got to get this grain dropped at Johnny's farm and the hops. I've got 3 kegs / casks to deliver to their destinations. We'll get those dropped off. And then I'm going to get a takeaway and a few beers and just chill in front of the TV and let these feet cool down a bit. It's been 26 plus today, Celsius, and much hotter than that inside. Poor Gary, don't think he knew what hit him. So that's the plan for the next few hours at least. I just wanted to share with you a YouTube channel that I found. Do you remember Elliot and me went to Manchester about Christmas time and we went to Beer Nouveau? And Steve, who owned it, it was his last day running the place. He was on a big hurrah to say goodbye before he handed Beer Nouveau over to new ownership, new management. And since then, he's been working on a YouTube channel and has started to release episodes now. And I find them fascinating. You should take a look. It's Steve's a beer historian, right? So he tells a good story about beer, the history of beer, and he's a very knowledgeable guy. And he's done Manchester so far. He's just released a 2-part series about Liverpool. And he's now starting to look at where the next places that he's going to go and film and tell stories of beer history, beer culture, breweries, etc. in other cities. So of course I'm trying to encourage him to come down here to South Cheshire and he can talk to Sean at Tom's Tap and me and the guys at Hush and Steve Taylor at Brew now, who's just started up, and a few others, Merlin and so on. Not a city, right? But I think it would make a good episode, Steve, if you're watching. So yeah, at The Beer Tourist on Twitter. I'll put it on the screen. And I think at The Beer Tourist on YouTube as well, but I'm not sure. I'll double check that one. Yeah, take a look. I find it really interesting, so you may. Right, I'm done. See you next time.